every kid that likes baseball knows every batting average of every ball player and every statistic. You just know it effortlessly without putting in any effort. So it was with learning with Michel. You know, it was effortless.
I said to Michel, Michel, either you're the biggest fraud that has ever walked the face of the earth, or alternatively, you are someone who's been associated with more miracles than anyone I have ever known.
He has a one-man language industry, but all he is concerned with is the art of communication.
Years of work apparently reduced to just days. And after teaching for over 50 years, he now has a very select group of clients.
Michel claimed that he could teach me French, you know, over a weekend, in 3 days or so. And I thought, you know, why not? This was years ago. It was a very nominal fee. And I feel, what have I got to lose? You know, either the guy's crazy and I lose a couple of $100, you know, or it's some kind of miracle. So I gave it a try, and he was, you know, amazing.
Before starting, I'm going to set up a very important rule, a very important ground rule. And that rule is for you never to worry about remembering. Never to worry about remembering anything, and therefore not to try. Never to try to remember anything from one moment to the next. Words in English ending in IBLE, like possible. And in ABLE, like table. They all come from French, and they're the same. They have the same spelling, the same meaning, except for the pronunciation, from pronunciation. IBLE in French is pronounced ib, like possible would be possible. And ABLE, because the letter A is pronounced A, ABLE is pronounced able, like table would be table. Yes. Have you ever heard the expression, c'est la vie? No? Mm-hmm. C'est means it is. It is spelled C''est. C'est means it is. How you spell say?
Say.
C apostrophe
E-S-T.
C apostrophe E-S-T. Once more?
C apostrophe E-S-T.
Right. What was table? Table. Comfortable?
Confortable.
Comfortable. It is comfortable?
Exactly.
Say?
C'est confortable.
Say it again. It is?
Exactly.
No. Once more. It is?
C'est confortable.
Yes. So once more. It is?
C'est confortable.
C'est confortable, yes. I will dissect everything, yes, into small parts and reassemble it in such a way that one will understand everything step by step. Words in English ending in ENT and ANT come from French, and they're the same. ENT and ANT is pronounced ang at the end, like restaurant would be restaurant. You do not sound the T. It is very important for you when you walk out, yes, not to practice, not to try to remember, not to review mentally, and not to test yourself and say, no, let me see what I can remember. It's very important to leave it alone.
Within a few years of the end of the war, Thomas left for the United States and began a very successful career as a teacher to the stars.
My place became a place for actors, actresses, producers, directors, writers, who is who in Hollywood.
Michel Thomas was a man who taught Grace Kelly French, and the French director Francois Truffaut came to Hollywood to learn English. It costs £10,000 one-on-one, and movie stars were the guinea pigs for his techniques. He worked with Yves Montand on the set of Let's Make Love.
Michel went into this language, drew out of it its essential components and their relationship to each other in some kind of way that allowed him to simplify the whole thing, and then an ability to put it back all together again in a way that allowed others to enter the language.
À quelle heure commencez-vous?
Right. À quelle heure commencez-vous? À quelle heure commencez-vous?
I felt that if the structure of educational interaction between the teacher and the pupil was along the lines that Michel had, because he had really made what was a psychological breakthrough. He had made a breakthrough so you were unblocked and free to learn. And so I felt sure one could, utilizing that kind of method, anything became more pleasurable to learn.
The ones who should have gotten this are not the movie stars who are going to be on site in Paris or going down to Mexico for a couple of weeks. They're not the ones who should benefit from an instructional method of this degree of power. The young people should.
To do in French is fair, yes. To remember fair, I will say, well, it's a fair thing to do, yes. It's very fair to do it. To make is very fair.
Pouvez-vous
Come,
venir
see it
la voir
with me.
avec moi?
To do it, le faire, yes. I don't see anything but that le means it, that the pronoun comes before the infinitive, yes, nothing. I just say faire to do, le faire to do it. That's all. Then immediately I will go into it and say, well, so how would you say, I would like to do it? You know, je voudrais, I would like. I would like to do it, je voudrais le faire. I would like to know at what time you're going to be here, because I want to see you. Now, le faire is already something which is very natural, very common to them, yes? But so if to see is voir, and say, well, how would you say now? I would to see it. Some students will then, most of them will immediately say le voir, yes, yes. And some may not say immediately le voir. Then I will go back to what is to do, faire.
Well, it was very impressive, very impressive. I think they, as the students themselves say, they learned in 1 week what they learn in 5 years. And interestingly, one of the girls said, after 5 years in school, my French teacher said, I think you better give up because there's no way you're going to succeed. And here she said, I've just managed it fine. I feel as if I understand it. So I'm interested to know, really, about how you found, first of all, how you found the experience and how much you think you've learned. Now, it's always difficult to answer that question, but...
Good. Very good. Better than the teachers.
Why is it better? Why is it very different? Why is it different?
Because he explains himself. He doesn't make you feel lost. If you're stuck on a word, he'll just take you right back to the beginning. Like if he was a baby saying ABC, he'll just take you right back, and then you just actually like click, and you know what you're saying then.
We say it in English first, and then we sort of break it down. Then we'll think, well, this is how you translate it back into the language. And then it's easier that way. Whereas just in our normal classes, we're just told to say something and remember that. But this is like broken to pieces, and each piece we remember, and we use each piece for our next sentence, and it's just really easy that way.
The revelation is that it's the learning process itself that motivates these kids. The mastery of the structure, the mastery of part of the language is the thing that keeps them going and keeps them enthusiastic. And we lose sight of that in the way we teach. We think we capture their interest by finding them interesting materials that are supposedly related to their interests outside in the world, generally. And maybe we miss the point. And I think he's probably onto something very important here.
I don't want what I have created throughout the years to just disappear in the sand. but the value of it to be recognized and used wherever it can be.